Right, Rican, and I have to talk about it. Everybody's talking about it. Look, I didn't watch. Wasn't that watching the Oscars? I never watched those award shows. Um, but my wife, she tells me, she says, "Oh, did you hear Chris Rock got slapped by Will Smith?" And I'm like, "What?" So she showed me the clip. Everybody's seen the clip. I honestly think it was fake. I think it was staged. I don't think everybody was in on it, but to me, it just the ratings of the Oscars have been going down for years. Nobody cares anymore about them. So to me, I think this is a way to spice it up, and I think that's the purpose of what happened. So, but here, if you're interested in memes, I'm sure there's plenty of places, but Adam Krigler, he put show me your best Will slaps rock memes. And I mean there's some funny ones here. Here's one. Okay, great. Now what's up? Okay. I got in one little fight and my mom got scared. She said, "You can't slap Chris Rock because your wife has no hair." And that was hilarious. Um, I'm feeling under the weather today, so that's why I didn't do a video on Friday either. I wasn't feeling good. Um, got bronchitis, which I normally get when the allergies are bad. This one was cracking me up. I don't know anyone who has kids who's watched Encanto. It's hilarious. It goes here. We don't talk about Jada, and for some reason in my head, I'm just thinking the song because, like I said, if you have kids and you've watched this 10,000 times already, you're just there like, you know, and I'm just there thinking about making a parody of the song just because it's funny because especially when in particular in that song the husband is soft because there's a part where she goes to and like he's there singing along with her and she's like, "Are you telling the story or am I?" And he's like, "Oh, sorry." So it's pretty fitting that you make fun of what happened with that song. And yeah, like I said, I just changed it up. They did that. I changed wedding day to Oscar's day, and instead of there wasn't a cloud in the sky, I changed it to there wasn't a hair in her scalp. So, anyways, I used to always do stupid stuff like that when I was a kid. But if you're interested in memes, you could go here to and follow along here on Twitter. I mean, there's a bunch of them. Um, Here's Will Smith, The Pursuit of Slappiness. Which was the one? There was one I shared that I thought was funny. That was the other thing that was trending that they were. He was trending with two ways of his name was trending and cuck was trending because of him. Um, no, there's one with Norm Macdonald that I shared that one was funny too. People get so offended. Um, uh, it's probably going to be more there toward the bottom. I mean, you can see there's a bunch of memes. Oh, here it goes. It appears Will Smith's marriage is open to everything except jokes. I thought that was hilarious. But yeah, so I mean, like I said, if you want to laugh, you can check all the memes. I mean, it's gonna be a meme. Like here's the in the Falcons, Patriots, Super Bowl. This is um oh man. Um no, not BioShock. I was just playing this not too long ago. Fallout. There you go. Couldn't remember it. Fallout joke. But yeah, so you can see you could keep but my curiosity when it comes to this is so this is the talk all over the news. But what's being talked about that happened over the weekend. Well, what's not being talked about that what happened over the weekend. And here's some of the stories. Uh, one of the stories is it looks like Hunter Biden might get indicted. So that's stuff that nobody's talking about now because of that happening. And the stuff that happened. I mean, Biden's trip to NATO to Europe was a disaster. I mean, this is some of the stuff that we were talking about. I remember seeing Tim Pool talk about, when he makes fun of Biden for saying "true to blah 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 the pressure," and saying that he's going to say something. Remember Tim Pool saying he's going to say something, and people, here the American news when he ran his campaign, they covered for all the stupid shit he said, but you can't cover his gaffes overseas. Especially with what he said with for God's sakes, this man cannot remain in power when referring to Putin. It was a gaffe, but it's a gaffe that the media here would have ignored, but you can't ignore it when he says it about another world leader. And here we are. Like I said, I'm talking about, I was talking about what happened with Will Smith and Chris Rock, but here's something that should have been the talk of the town, but something happened in Hollywood that everybody's talking about that instead of the disaster of Biden's trip. Now, I'm not saying this was done to cover for that, but you have to you have this is how conspiracy theories start. But it's just something that when you look at it and you go, things that make you go, but in reality is this needs to be spoken about too, because really it's we're at the point where, come on, people. I mean, I know people hated the way Trump spoke, but Trump didn't do anything as stupid as this. Some of his things were twisted out of context. That's why things sounded stupider, but I know that's not a word, more stupid. But here we are, and this is the president that you people selected. Say you people, so I didn't vote for him. So I saw, I saw the colossal failure this guy was going to be. But here we are. I mean, and here's a good little clip.
Mike, I want to ask you about President Biden's speech in which he said that Vladimir Putin cannot remain in power. He also framed this conflict as totalitarianism versus freedom. What did you make of those two remarks?
So I think his comment that Putin had to go was an unforced error. It strengthens Putin at home, makes it difficult for any domestic opposition to coalesce together. And no Russian citizen, none, wants to be told by the leader of Russia's main enemy about what their leadership can look like and not. The broader framing I worry about as well. I think we should frame this narrowly. Russia out of Ukraine and impose so much pain on this man that he never thinks about doing this again. I think framing it as democracy versus autocracy drives the Chinese closer to the Russians and makes it difficult for some of our own allies who are autocrats to stand with us.
Like I said, but this is stuff that is not being spoken about in lieu of what happened in what happened over the weekend. So just be, it's a lighthearted episode today with me talking about what happened here. But be aware when stuff like this goes on in the news, and this is the stuff that they're talking about. This is when stuff slips through the cracks and that you have to pay extra special attention. to to the news and see what they're trying to push into the background. What is it that they're trying to use this distraction from? They're using this distraction to get you to look over here. Hey, look over here, and then something's going on over here. So we have to be aware, be able to enjoy these funny stories, but keep your eye on the ball and see what's really going on, because it happens all the time. It happens all the time that they're making you look in one direction. There's a misdirection to get you away from what the real story of the day should be, but they're getting you to look at some nonsense. So enjoy the nonsense. It's funny. The memes are funny. It's, like I said, to me, I think it's all bullshit. I think they did it for ratings because like I said, Oscars now is talking to town. But don't let it distract you from the real news that's going around, that's really going on. That being said, I'm sorry I don't have the energy today, but um, I'm just trying to get something out to you, some important message out to you guys. So, anyways, with that being said, Novi Rican, you can follow me on YouTube and Rumble. You can interact with me on social media. Only one I don't have is Truth. When they push it to Android, or when you could just sign up online, I don't have an iPhone. So, all right. With that being said, have a good week, everyone.